everyone, this is a video response to P's Whimsical Endeavours birthday challenge, where we had to alter something that had 3 items from our hold vault that we were keeping and saving for something, and so I decided that I would create a hoard vault. So I created the hoard vault from scratch, and the paper I used was one of my hoard items, was the Prima Almanac paper that was out a while ago, and I had a bit left and I've been saving it, and this is it here I've been using. Here we go, I'll do a close look. Really pretty, and I added some glitter to it down there to make it sparkle. And this butterfly here is also a hold vault item, and I've had it for about 4 years, and I absolutely love butterflies and fairies and anything like that, and I've just kept it not knowing what to do with it, but I thought it would look really good on the hoard vault. So that's the door for the hoard vault there, the door handle rather, and put some gears on and some flat back pearls, and some more flat back pearls, and then over to the other side, the lace there is an applique lace with sequins on it, and that's also been in my hoard vault for, I say, about 4 years. It was one of the very first applique trims that I bought. And this flower here, this handmade flower, this I've had for I can't remember how long. For those of you who remember Lynn Kay 1970, she was on YouTube, and she was murdered, unfortunately, by her husband, and it was very upsetting at the time. I was quite close to Lynn, and I've been hoarding her flowers, using them very, very sparingly, and only using them on things that I'm really going to keep for myself, so that I've always got a little bit of her to remember her by. So that was the story behind that flower. I also had some of her stick pins as well, and they were the most beautiful stick pins. And then down here, that little flower applique trim there, I've had for, I don't know, about 2 years now. And then on the side, this here, this bit here, this clear plasticky looking thing is actually a natural product called mica, and it comes in sheets, and you can peel off thinner layers of it, and the alcohol inks work really well with it. But I've had that these pieces for about 5 years, because they were quite expensive when I bought them, and the price is still really expensive now, so I just use it very sparingly whenever I feel like it. And the lace down here, that was from Gisela laces, and some bling, and some flat back bling flower centres there, and this glass chandelier piece. And in the back around here, this applique with sequins on is another one of my hoard vault items that I've had for 2 years that someone sent me. Unfortunately, I can't remember who sent it me. I use that on the back here just to keep it really plain and simple on the back. So, yeah, there. And the other side, more of the mica with the alcohol inks there. I used Pool and the gold fixative one there. Another glass chandelier piece with some gears on from Butterby Scraps, and you can see it there, bird cage that I glittered. That was also from Lynn Kay 1970, so that was another one of her items on there. And then, before we go inside the top, I wanted it to look like the Doctor Who police box, phone box even, there with the blue light on top. So I had some polystyrene that I put on there and coloured it dark blue, and the watch face there that I've had for ages. Some of my stick pins, and this one here, and that one there, was given to me 2 years ago. I had agreed to take part in a swap where we had to make stick pins and a stick pin holder. Just before the swap started, I was taken ill and I had 2 very major heart attacks and ended up in hospital with those. And then I had to have heart bypass surgery, and so I had to cancel the swap. But the person I did the swap with, she still sent me her swap anyway, which I thought was really sweet, and it really cheered me up. And these are some of my own stick pins here, and that one there, and that one that I've added in there as well, and some flowers there, and pen nib there. So going inside now, the inside door is Prima Fairy resin, which, as I said, I'm mad about fairies. I put one there and another one there, and the paper I use on the inside here is the Pixie Glint Fairy line from Prima. So I've had that for a while. I love it so much, I don't use very much. So inside, these are all items that I've had for more than a year, and I wanted it to look like a hoard vault might look. So this is the first angel cherub piece that I got. That was from Babs Button, in a Facebook group that I belong to. Another one of Lynn's flowers there. The little deer that I put in a swap with Babs 2 years ago, around about the same time that I had the heart attacks. So that was a very special swap for me, because again I had to cancel it, but she said wait till you're better, and we did a swap separately when I was better. So this was one of the deer that I had. I had 3 like that, and this one went into her swap. And these are all items that I like to keep and use. Well, there's a little, you might have seen me use these teddy bears before on projects. These particular ones, that they're the bigger sort than I normally use, and I tend to keep those for very special things. And I've had that for about 2 years. And this purple bird I got last Christmas in a Christmas sale, just after Christmas, and being my favourite colour, purple, I had one which I used and sent off to someone, and this was the second one that I kept. So he's in there, and at the shelf I used burlap and some very stiff chipboard, and just used the burlap both sides and glued it on. And then down here, the little fairy door I've had just under a year, I think. Yeah, just under a year, but I haven't used them. I've got 2 and I really don't want to use them, so I thought one could go in the hoard vault, and then that way I'll always have one. And the little cherub piece there is a dollhouse accessory item that I got a couple of years back in a street market that we went to. and more flowers and vintage buttons and glass buttons. Again, they're all things that I like to keep and use as and when. And the glass buttons I've had for about a year, and the little round gold round thing there that says wish, Mum bought me that about a year ago with several other things, and I had one left, so I went in the hoard vault. The mushroom bird, I saw someone do a swap. I can't remember her name, but she altered teacups and a coffee pot, and she had these little mushroom birds on them. And I emailed her and said, where did you get them from? And she said she got them from Etsy. So I went onto Etsy and found a site for them. And I've been using these on my projects ever since. So that was about 2 years ago. And there are just 2 little glass files there that I got about a year ago, I suppose, in a second-hand shop when I went to visit my aunt, uncle and his wife even, aunt, I don't know, and there was about 6 of those in a little tray for £1, so I picked those up, and that's 2 I've got left there. So I hope that this is the sort of thing P had in mind about her birthday challenge. I hope she likes it. I had a lot of fun making it, and it brought back a lot of memories as well. And that's it. That's the result of the challenge that I did for P. So there we go. One file closed and open.